Every once in a while there comes along a sled that really perks up my ears. And for model year 2021, it wasn't a snowmobile that did that. Instead, it was the new 650 Patriot engine by Polaris. And for this guy, it didn't matter what sled that mill came in, I wanted to experience it. Back in the day, it was a Polaris Indy 650 that hooked me into snowmobiling, and when I heard Polaris was bringing back this displacement, I was excited to see a sled with the numbers 6, 5, and 0 on the side of it again. That old 650 was a pretty simple engine, but it wasn't too bad power-wise and had that iconic triple sound to it. Now this machine is a twin, so it has lost a little bit of that romance from that bygone era, but really one pull of the throttle on this machine and you figure out pretty quickly the only way that old Fuji mill would keep up with this sled is if it was shot out of a cannon. The real story on this machine is the engine, and I'll circle back on that later. Right now, I should take a minute and talk about the fact that this mill is nestled inside the new for 2021 Polaris Matryx chassis. Now, I've already done an afterburn on an 850 Matryx VR1, but the good stuff bears repeating. Polaris optimized this new chassis in every way possible. No detail was left behind. The most noticeable change is the improved ergonomics in the cockpit. This new chassis design narrows up the tank area almost 5 inches, as well as pulling your knees in just about 3 inches as well. This means there's a bunch more room in the Matryx chassis to move around on, and by simply sliding your body forward, clicking into the sweet spot, your upper body can lean into the corner to absolutely rail around it. The new bodywork is also sculpted to manage cold air around the rider, and with a reasonable sized windshield, this is definitely noticeable from the seat. There is no question this machine is warmer than the previous generation. I do have to admit though, it does take a little time to warm up to the softer curves of the new look body, but they are definitely growing on me. The VR1 edition also gets you a huge touchscreen dash that includes Polaris's ride command function, a ton of connectivity to other riders and your phone, but the option here on the launch edition is a more traditional LCD display. Now, it still has all the information you need as a rider, just none of the razzle-dazzle. 58, 59, 60. Okay, now back to the engine. The obvious displacement difference between the old Liberty 600 and the new 650 Patriot is, well, 50 cc's, which isn't much and adds up to less than a couple of shots of your favorite Spirit, but that's enough to create a whole new ride experience. The new engine pulls hard and will easily keep up to its big brother, the 850, into the mid speeds. Now it will fall off a little as you get to terminal velocity, but it'll stay close enough to the 850's snow flap to keep that rider thinking. The new engine is also butter smooth for a twin and was designed with fuel economy in mind as well. Polaris comments that at trail speeds, there's up to a 40% improvement over the old Liberty. That's not insignificant, and when combined with the power output, the new 650 easily outclasses the old 600. And speaking of classes, is this a 600 class sled? I don't know, I've been trying to figure that out since I first rode it, and honestly, I still don't know. I mean, does a 600 class sled start at 600 cc's and go to 700 cc's? If so, then I guess this is a 600 class snowmobile, but my gut feeling is telling me that this is going to be a whole new class, but I'm going to let the industry and riders decide. I also think this new era 650 will have the other manufacturers thinking about making bore and stroke changes to their existing 600s. Polaris simply caught the other manufacturers flat-footed with the 650. Even though there are other potent 600s on the market that will give the 650 a good run, you can't deny that the Patriot is just a bigger engine. And bigger is always better, so even if the race across the lake is a close one, Polaris marketing-wise dominates all because riders of this sled can say they're on a 650, not a 600, a 650 650. This sled is sure to ignite a trend in the industry because it's already ignited a trend on the snow. If you're one of the lucky ones out riding one of these machines, how many times have you been asked what it's like to ride? Or on the other side of the coin, if you've seen one of these sleds on the trails, how many times have you asked its rider what it's like to ride? Any way you look at it, this new engine is sure to shake things up. Now, I still think there's going to be a position for the 600 class snowmobile, maybe in the touring segment, but for the performance category, you can't deny no matter what brand you ride, 650 sure sounds a lot better than 600.